Hello all of you, welcome to LearnQAEasy. In this video, I'm going to discuss manual testing course module number 2. So this is the class agenda. So in this video, I'm going to talk about different types of meetings in software and different types of environments and different application types. Okay, so most of the students are coming from non-IT background. Who is learning QA. Okay, most of the guys coming from non-IT background. So before going to learn what is QA and what is manual testing and what is automation testing tools and different stuff, you should aware about basics. That's very important. So that's why I'm covering all these basics. Okay, first let's talk about meetings. So if you want to see detailed course content, go to my website LearnQAEasy.com. and here you can see manual testing. Just click on it. It will redirect to the course page. So here you can see clear course content, module number 1, 2, all the modules. So right now I'm talking about module number 2 concepts. Okay, general topics. Let's start with meetings. Usually in real time you can see different types of meetings like review, walkthrough, kickoff, different types of meetings. Okay, let's discuss what is review. In the name itself, review, again look into. Okay, so what is this review meeting? For example, I got a mail. Okay, attend review meeting on technical requirement 5.8, some order generation. That is the mail I got, order generation. I got another mail, attend walkthrough on technical requirement 5.8 order generation. So what is the difference? What is review meeting and what is walkthrough meeting? You should know, right? So review, again look into. For example, as we discussed in module number 1, okay, business analyst gathering the requirement from the client and he is writing BRS document with all the business requirement, right? So when the client is delivering the requirement, the BA understood in the wrong way. Okay, in the wrong way. Same mistakes present in BRS document. Based on this BRS document, technical team writing functional requirement specifications with the same mistakes. Okay, the developers are writing the code with the same mistakes. The testers following the FRS, which is having mistakes, same. We are verifying with the same mistakes. Is it make any sense? It doesn't make any sense, right? Okay, so that's why the BA, business analyst, what he will do is, once he done with the BRS document, he will put one review meeting with the client. So the client will go through the document, whatever the document developed by BA. If the BA writing some mistakes in it, he will note it down all the mistakes and they will discuss in the review meeting and they will modify the document and they can finalize. That is called signed off business requirement specification document, means already reviewed and signed off. Okay, so you can ask me, so Ravi, only BA will conduct review meeting? No guys, in each and every phase you can see review meeting. Once functional requirement specification is done, then all the people who is going to involve, the system analyst, the the admin level people and the architect, all these guys will sit together. They will conduct one review meeting on developed document and whatever the mistakes present in it, and they have some discussions, they can modify and they can finalize the document. So that is called signed off functional requirement specification document. Okay, in the next level, in the coding level, yes, the developers are writing the code, right? After writing the code, some senior developer will review the code. Okay, for example, I'm the junior developer, I'm writing some logic in very lengthy way. Then senior developer will review my code and he can suggest, hey Ravi, why you are writing this much lengthy logics? It may affect the performance. so better write like this, write like this. He will give some suggestions. So according to that, I will modify my code, and I will come up with latest code, according to the suggestions. So code review will be there. In testing environment, as a tester, you are, after analyzing the requirement, you are writing some test scenarios and test cases, right? So after writing the test cases, you will put review meeting with your team members and your team lead. Those guys will give you some suggestions. They will give some modifications in your test cases. So according to that, you will modify your test cases and you can finalize the test cases. Those are called signed off test cases document. Okay, so you can follow those test cases and you can put keep these test cases for further release testing also. Okay, so in each and every phase you can see this review. So review meeting is very, very important. So if you got some mail, okay, attend some review meeting, just search for the document. There will be some document, so go through it, come up with some knowledge, come up with some suggestions, come up with some doubts. Let's sit in the meeting and discuss and get clarified and finalize the document. So that is called review meeting. Review, again, look into. Okay, so that's why we are calling it as formal. It's a formal meeting. You can call it as static testing also. Why we are calling it as static testing? So usually in interviews, they may ask you one question. So testing is starting in your SDLC, in software development life cycle. Testing, when the testing will start? Okay, usually we think, okay, after developing the code only we will start our testing. No guys, we are starting our testing in gathering requirement phase itself by conducting review meeting. Why we are conducting review meeting? We are finding out the issues and we are resolving the issues. It's a testing, right? Not on the application, it's on requirement document. Okay, we are finding out the mistakes in the code and we are fixing in the development stage itself. So review is also one type of testing. This is called static testing. It's mandatory. Okay, so that's why the answer is we are starting our testing in primary stages itself, in development stage itself, not after developing the code. Okay, I hope you guys clear what is review meeting. Then what is walkthrough meeting? Walkthrough meeting, just walk in, that's it. Okay, so in walkthrough meeting, for example, I am the team lead. Okay, we got some new requirement and new schedule for further test, next release testing. So I will conduct one just walkthrough on the new functionality and new plan, when the testing will be start, when the cycle will be, and everything. I want to share with my team members. So I will call you for the meeting and I will share the information, just walk through. Okay, so what is the source of functionality? What is the client requirement? Because I am attending high level meetings, right? So that's why I will share my some information, the testing information, release information with my team members. This type of meetings are called walkthrough meetings or status meetings. For example, weekly status. As a manager or as a QA lead, I will put some meeting with my team members and I will get the information like okay, what is the status, how many functionalities you covered, how many test cases finished, how many test cases got blocked. Okay, how many bugs you reported, what is the status of last week, you said some high priority bug you reported, right, some blocker. So what is the status, you got any update from the development team? So what I'm doing here, just I'm conducting just chit-chat meeting, right, just on status meetings or some requirement. Otherwise the project manager will conduct one walkthrough on the latest requirement, whatever the requirement is coming up. These type of meetings are called walkthrough meetings. So it's informal. There is no particular document, there is no particular knowledge, there is no particular discussion. So that's why we are calling it as it's not formal meeting, walkthrough. Then KT sessions, knowledge transfers. For example, here in my team some new guy joined. Okay, if I'm giving all the documents, since 1 year we are working for this project and we know all the functionalities. If I'm giving all the documentation to that guy, okay, he will spend a lot of time to understand, to read the document. Instead of that, what I will do is I will conduct some KT session. I will show all the screens and I will try to explain the core functionality and what are the test cases and what are the things, everything I will explain. So what I'm doing here, I'm transferring some knowledge, right? So those type of meetings called KT sessions. Sometimes, for example, Capgemini people got development from some client. Okay, we got some testing contract. So those guys who develop the application, those guys will conduct some meetings for this testing team. So they will transfer the knowledge. Any meeting, if we are transferring some knowledge, that is called KT sessions. Okay, some kickoff meetings. Kickoff meetings is nothing but just general warm-up meetings before going to start our testing. Okay, as a team lead, I will conduct some meeting. Okay guys, tomorrow morning we will receive bill, so be ready with your test cases and start testing. Okay, so I will assign some works to my team members. Okay, Saroja, just start smoke testing. Once we receive the bill, start smoke testing. So these type of just warm up or kickoff meetings. Usually in real time, you can see these type of meetings like review meeting, walkthrough meeting, KT sessions, and kickoff meetings. Okay, I hope you guys clear with all types of meetings. Okay, environments. What is environment here? Environment means specific location. For example, let me ask you one question. Okay, where do you cook? Where do you cook? You can say, I will cook in kitchen, right? You can say I will cook in home. But why you are saying I will cook in kitchen? Because kitchen is the specific location to cook food. You cannot cook food in bedroom, right? So here let me ask you another question. Where do you test your application? Question mark, right? So you should know the environments. Usually in real time, you can see local, testing environment, and UAT environment, and production environment. Different types of environments you can see. So what is local? First let me explain what is local. Local means here the developers are going to sit and they will develop the application. Okay, for example, if I want to develop some Java code, okay, my application is developing in Java. If I want to write some Java code, first Java should be installed in my machine. Okay, JDK, Java Development Kit should be there, and some Eclipse, some other tools, right? So developers' machines will be installed with all prerequisites like JDK Kit, Eclipse, and all the stuff, licenses, okay, everything. And they are going to write the code in their machines in their own Eclipse. After that, they have to merge the code, right? So they will keep one centralized location. Usually you can call it as SVN or GitHub. Different repositories are present in the market, so they can keep all the code in the centralized location. While they are developing the application, okay, they will do some testing. Whatever the code they develop, is it working fine or not, they have to test it, right? So one server will be there because they want to run some code, and one database will be there, dedicated database, dedicated server, dedicated centralized repository, dedicated machines. So this is called local environment. Here the developers are developing the application. This is one environment. Okay, clear all of you? So here check-in, check-out. Check-out, check-in means if the latest code, I want to copy the code from centralized server. Okay, so that is called check-out. Then after developing some code, I want to keep my code back. That is called check-in. Okay, from here the copy of the code will be distributed for further stages. Okay, let me explain. So come to the testing environment. In testing environment, here the testers are going to test the application. Whatever the things required, they will install in their machines, testers machines. Here the testers are going to verify the application. How? They have to access from somewhere, right? So that's why all these guys access code from the centralized server. So this is testing environment server. Here the application code will be present. Once the testers check-in done, whatever the build, okay, is ready, build means the application guys code. Okay, so they will take the build, copy of the build, and they can keep over here and they can run. Then only you can access the application. They will give you some local URL. you can access the application and you can verify the application in your machines. Okay, so this is called deployment. This process is called deployment. They can deploy the code into testing environment. Okay, so here dedicated database will be there for the QA environment or testing environment. So as a tester, whatever the data you are generating, and everything will be saved in this database. So you have dedicated server, dedicated machines, and dedicated database for your testing purpose. So this is called testing environment. Then UAT, user acceptance testing. UAT means user acceptance testing. Once as a tester, once you tested all the application, after fixing all the bugs, again you will conduct regression testing. Once everything is done, okay, then they can keep the latest code, all the bug fixed code, in one environment server. Here the end users, the client users, are going to verify the application. Okay, again, because tester perspective is different and the end user perspective is different, because they are the end users, right? They can use application in different way. So that's why we are giving application for UAT, so they can test the application. Here they have dedicated database. So this is called UAT environment. Sometimes you can listen stage environment. Stage means in between. For example, here local and testing, in between I can keep one environment here. This is called stage. Usually the developers, they are expecting they don't have time to conduct some integration testing. Okay, after integrating all the modules, they don't have time to conduct some integration. So that's why what they are doing is, okay, they can create one stage and they will request the testers, hey guys, please help us to test the application. Whatever there is any critical issues, we will fix before deploying the code into testing environment. So we can test over there. That is called stage environment. Okay, they can create some temporary stages and we are going to test the application over there. Okay, so usually in real time you can see these three types of locations or environments, like local, testing, and UAT. Now answer my question, where are you going to test your application? In testing environment. Okay, who will sit in the local environment? The developers. In UAT, the end users are going to verify the application. So once everything is done, we will move the application into the production. Okay, I hope you guys clear different types of environments. Then types of applications. Okay, different types of applications. What is application types? You can see in different types, like one tier, two tier, client based application. What is client based application? Before going to discuss different types of application, let me discuss a few basic things, components of the software environment. Okay, so what is client? So what is client basically? Usually we think client means who needs application, who is having some requirement, those guys you can call it client, right? Okay, then what is server? Here client means your machine. For example, you are watching this video in your laptop, right? Or your machine. Your machine constructed for a single user, not for multiple users. Agree with me? So that is called client, dedicated machine for a single user. Only one person can access it. That is client. Then what is server? Server means this machine constructed for multiple access, multiple user access, not a single user. Usually that's why we are keeping our applications code and we are running code on the servers. Gmail application server. So in this time I'm logged into the Gmail. Even you also logged into the Gmail. Okay, some other guys also logged into Gmail. Multiple users are accessing the application, right? Then how it is possible? Because that is server. In your client, in your machine, in client machine, Windows 10 or Windows 7 is the operating system, right? Just remove that operating system and install server operating system. Then it acts as a server. Multiple users can access it. If you put it in dedicated environment or dedicated network or public network, multiple users can access it. So that is the difference, client and server. Clear all of you? What is client and what is server? Okay, then what is database? You can call it as backend. Database means you can keep the data in database. Okay, for example, this is my application screen. I'm registering to this application. I'm giving my first name, last name, and other information. Once I clicked on registered button, whatever the information given by the user, the information will be processed by the code and it's going to save in backend in database. So this is called database. So what is the structure of database? Tabular form. Here you can see multiple tables, okay, in database. So your information, first name will be saved in this column, last name, address 1 and address 2, okay. Other information will be saved in the tables. Once you logged in, you want to access your information. For example, just log into the Gmail, or go to the Google Photos. So already you uploaded your photos long back, right? You are trying to access it. That information will access from the database and they will show on the screen. So this is called front end. This is called back end. Okay, and this one is called middleware. I hope you guys clear what is client and what is server and what is database, what is front end, middleware, and back end. Okay, because in upcoming classes, even in Selenium classes or in my manual classes, in upcoming classes, mostly I can use these terms: server, application server, or database. If you don't know all these things, okay, will be confused. So that's why I'm explaining all these things. Okay, then come back to the different types of applications. Tier 1, one tier application. One tier means, as we discussed, okay, let me explain one more thing. Okay, forget about this type. I'm trying to open my Gmail. Okay, this is my client. Client means my machine. I'm opening some browser. I'm trying to open Gmail. I'm trying to open Gmail means I'm sending some request, the gmail.com, www.gmail.com, right? So my request will hit which location? You can say some application server. Without internet, can I access it? No, right? So first my request will hit web server. From the web server, it can understand, okay, this request for Gmail. So it will send my request to particular Gmail application server. Okay, my application server will respond. For example, here I'm trying to open some photos or open some old mail. Then application server will hit the database server. Database server will hit the database and get the old mail information and send back to the database server. From the database server to application server, from application server to web server to client. Here the mail will be displayed. So this is called request. Okay, and this is called response. So here in this application, this is web application. Okay, this is web application. So here lot of layers present, right? Client, web server, application server, DB server, DB, lot of layers. Okay, so this is called entire application. I will explain again what is entire. N number of tiers, multiple application servers, multiple database servers, multiple web servers. Okay, entire. So here I am talking one tier application. One tier means only a single layer. Same layer acts as application, same layer acts as database, same layer work as a server, everything. Can you give one example for one tier application? The best example is MS Office. Okay, so MS Office application code. Once you purchase the MS Office license, you will get one DVD, right? Or some code. Once you are installing, means the code where it is present in your machine. Okay, so you are trying to access it, means opening the application in the same machine. You are trying to save something, where it's going to be saved in your machine itself. So everything present in one layer. So that is called one tier application. Usually you can call it as client-based applications. Client-based applications. The best example, real-time example is, for example, go to some Indian stores, small Indian stores or Pakistani stores will be there, right? If I want to buy some milk from it, okay, just get the milk. The person will press 5. Oh, he's in the cash counter is having a small computer like thing. He press 5. Then a small bill. Okay, $2 for milk. A small, he will provide the bill, right? So the milk information, price, and everything saved in that machine itself. Okay, it's all once you purchase something, the deducted one will be present. The information also will be present in the sales information in the same machine. Everything, it's acting as a database, it's acting as an application, and everything is there. So that is one tier application. Okay, then two tier application means application will be present in two layers. So you can access application from one layer, and the code and database will be present in another layer. Can you give one example? Just go to some big store. In last example we discussed a small store, right? Go to some big store like Patel stores. I don't have any branches, just only same branch. You can see multiple cash counters, right? Multiple cash counters displays. So users are purchasing things from here. These guys who is sitting in the kasa, cash counter, these guys are selling the getting the information, saving the information, right? Whatever the sold goods information. So these displays connected with this layer through wire. So in the store, in the back, in the back somewhere in the room, I can keep that information. Code, application, and database present over there. So all these displays are accessing from there. So this is two tier because the application present in two layers. This is two tier application. Then three tier application. Three tier. You can call it as intranet. Intranet application. What is intranet? Guys, observe one thing. It's not internet. Intranet. Within the environment. Okay, so here you have dedicated displays machines and one application server will be there. These machines access application from there and database present in different layer. Okay, so common data will be shared with multiple machines. So usually, see here, three layers: application in one layer, database in one layer, and your access from one layer. So three layers. So that's why we are calling it as three tier application. You can ask me, Ravi, how it is different from internet based applications? See guys, in internet based applications, web server is there, but here no web server, right? So usually our office environments are intranet environments. So that's why maybe your friends or someone, if someone is working in IT, okay, he want to do some work from home. First he will connect to the network through VPN. Maybe you guys observe a small digital key with with those guys will be present. So they can use that key number, secured key, then they can connect to the network, then only they can access the application. It's not web, it's not in public, it's in specific dedicated environment. So that's why that is intranet applications. Okay, that is intranet application. So this is called three tier. Then the last one is n tier application. N tier application. N means n number. Okay, so for example, take Google. Google guys keeping application servers, Google application servers around the globe. Okay, they are keeping database servers around the globe, lot of database servers. So for example, right now I'm in US. Okay, right now I'm in US. I'm trying to access my Gmail. So I generated my Gmail account in US itself. So this is US database. So my request will go to the US database and get the information. Then I'm in India. I'm trying to access my information. So where is my information? In US database, right? So my request will go to the US and get the information. No, it's not correct. Okay, so that's why globally you can see a lot of web servers. Okay, for example, when I was in US, I'm trying to access my Gmail, right? My service provider is AT&T. Here AT&T is the web server, so it will check where is the nearest Gmail application server, where is the nearest Gmail database, and get the information in display. Right now I'm in India, right? So here my web server is something, Airtel is the data provider. So Airtel web server will check where is the nearest Gmail database, and it will get the information and show on the screen. So n number of web servers, n number of application servers, n number of database servers present throughout the globe. So that's why all web applications are entire applications. Okay, this is entire. Multiple layers, n number of layers. So module number 2, general topics like different types of meetings, review, walkthrough, KT, kickoff, and what is static testing, and different components of software environments like what is client, what is server, what is database, backend, middleware, different things we discussed. Differences between development environment and testing environment and production environments on UAT environments, and what is web application, and what is client based application, and what is internet application, and what is as we discussed, 3-tier applications are internet applications. Differences between n-tier and 2-tier, 3-tier, and single-tier applications. So these are the topics covered under module number 2. If you have any questions, after watching this video, if you have any questions, directly you can contact me. You can send some mail with your mail to LearnQAEasy@gmail.com. Okay. If you want to enroll with my further any other batches like Selenium classes, directly you can contact. This is my India phone number 9160389389 or 9966200200. You can call any number. Okay, thanks for watching this video, guys.